Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of R&R with RTZ with your host Ariba Azad.
And Rahib Tizaman, and the T stands for True American. And I'm the host. On today's episode, we're talking about the best sitcom of the late 2000s, in my opinion, New Girl.
I would have to agree.
All right, let's get into it.
All right. So to start off, I just want to say, look at me.
So creepy. Also, if you guys hear chewing in the background, it's because I'm eating bonchon fries.
Yeah, he's
I'm a
hungry
boy.
He worked out today and now he's starving.
First time for everything. Don't laugh at that.
Okay, for some reason, when I'm looking over at you, you're wearing a red hoodie sweater kind of thing. And it's screaming Nick Miller to me right now. Because he has that one sweater that he always wears. And Schmidt always has to comment on. You're giving Nick Miller vibes right now.
I am a Nick Miller. He is my spirit animal.
I feel like you're partially Nick Miller, but not 100%. Because Rahib is very ambitious, whereas Nick Miller was not.
No, Nick Miller becomes ambitious.
Becomes, but you were
it's
always
character
ambitious.
Growth. No,
well, no.
I grew as well.
Yeah, but you were not lazy like him. Like, you were not like, oh, let me wake up and do absolutely nothing.
No, I literally do that.
Yeah.
So I did the patent job, and I became ambitious because I left that job to do something harder, but more fulfilling.
Okay, fine. I guess.
My story is Nick Miller's.
All right. I guess
I am Nick Miller!
I think in a less dramatic way, fine, sure. You're Nick Miller in very, very many, very bad ways.
Very many. You're not Jess. She wouldn't say that. She's a school teacher. She knows her English.
Hey, I'm a school teacher too. I know my English enough to be a school teacher. Ha ha ha.
For the viewers and listeners, give a synopsis of New Girl.
Okay, so New Girl is about this school teacher, Jessica Day, who after a breakup needs to go live somewhere, and she just happens to come around a advertisement for a place that she thought was for three girls, or by three girls, but it was Winston, Nick and Schmidt's place. Or was it Coach?
What's this explanation?
It was a great explanation.
I should have said three guys instead of Winston, Nick, Schmidt. They don't know that's not guys from the names. Actually, Winston Schmidt.
And Nick? Well, anyways. And the whole entire show is basically about their lives living together. And it's pretty cool. I absolutely love it. I think it is the best sitcom of our time. Yeah.
Why?
Well, okay, there's just so much character development, and each one of them, like, individually is so amazing, but then you put them together and they're really awesome. And I don't know, I just like the comedy is like forced, and it also
like
you can relate to it. Friends was made in the 90s. It's not supposed to be as good as the shows that are made now.
No, that's not true. Things in the old times are still good.
And well, no, Friends was amazing at the time that it was made. We're not talking about Friends today, okay? We already had that conversation. You even said you liked it, okay? You just don't think it's the best, which is fine.
Yeah, New Girl is the best.
To bad
if New Girl was made in the 90s at the same time as Friends, it would still be better than Friends.
Well, if New Girl was made in the 90s, it wouldn't have the comedy and the relatability and all the other stuff that we like about it now, because that wasn't a thing back then. Like, Schmidt acting the way he does was not like normal in the 90s, and so it wouldn't have been in a sitcom.
That's not true. I think Schmidt is like there's other characters that are really cleanly, who are pretty much anal about that, and
yeah, but they're usually women characters. I'm talking about from the 90s. Now, nowadays, yes, there are a lot of characters like
Schmidt is just the Monica.
Yes, but in the 90s, you wouldn't see the Monica be a mon. No, get it, man.
I don't think you've seen other 90s sitcoms to say
I've seen too many. I've seen
what?
Let's see. I've seen Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's from the 90s. I've seen, I don't even remember all the names of them, but Moesha with with
Moesha.
Brandy. I've seen a few. I've seen a lot. I've seen enough to know that like usually the girl characters are girls and the guy characters are guy like in the 90s.
Oh, wasn't Carlton? He had all the features that like Schmidt would say. He was very cleanly. He was very proper.
Yeah, but
he image that he had to uphold.
No, but he still acted like more of a dude. He was just a posh gentleman, stick up your ass kind of dude.
Schmidt is very much like a guy.
No, but Schmidt acts like a stereotypical. Like,
he's
femme.
a little douchebag jar. So he's very manly at times, and then very femme at times.
That is funny.
It's called complexity. Okay, he's complex.
Yes, so are you. I love it. It's great.
Call me Schmidt.
I told you you're a little bit of all of the characters. Okay, it's great. I would say I'm Jessica Day.
She's a Todd. You're Schmidt's douchebag friend.
I'm not Todd. Took me a second. Oh my God. I'm Jessica Day. I'm a teacher. So I think my favorite character would have to be Winston. I really like his love story at the very end with Allie. Allie's my favorite, like, significant other, I think. She's cool. She's awesome. I like her. Her sister's hilarious and useless.
Her sister? Who was her? Oh, yeah.
Her sister was the one that did, like, I guess, real estate.
Yeah,
and she was, like, a waste of space, but I don't know. I know she was only there for, like, a season, but she was so funny.
She was there for, like, one episode.
But I mean, like, she showed up she was in 2 episodes, I think. And she was only there, I think, the last season. But still, like, I think she's so stupid and funny. I also, going back to Todd, he is a jackass. I don't like him at all.
That was the point.
Yeah, I know. But, like, I really didn't, like, the entitlement. I couldn't. I really like the concept of the douchebag jar. I think everyone should have some sort of jar. You know, Selena Gomez has an okie dokie jar because during her cooking show, she says okie dokie a lot. So now she has to put $1 in.
Cooking show?
Yeah.
She still has a cooking show?
Yeah. Wow, you're a fan and you don't even know?
Yeah, that's too much. Okay.
She does okie dokie and it's so cute when she does it, but she has to put $1 in the jar. And it's like similar to the douchebag jar, but in a cute way.
Sure.
Yeah. I kind of like it. Like every time you say sure, you should put $1 into the jar just to see how many times you say it.
Nothing wrong with sure.
No, nothing wrong with sure. I think it's just funny and see how many times you say it.
You don't get a definite yes, but sure is a yes. You heard it here first.
Sure is I guess I have to say yes. Like we're going to a comedy show, and I said you don't have to go if you don't want to, and he said sure, and I was like, ooh, I know what that means. And then he tried to get out of it, and I was like, nope.
Listen,
nope, I gave you an out.
Of her,
I gave you an out.
Wasn't that funny?
You should have watched it when I asked you.
I already knew of her. I had to re-up. I'm like, all right, this is going to be her latest comedy style. I'm iffy. You know, I'm down to try new things.
Okay, then
it's a comedy show, not a concert. Get out of it. You know? I could enjoy it. But it's simple.
It's going to be great.
I'm sitting down. I'm chilling. I'm relaxing.
Anyways, back to the show.
Yeah, why are you so distracting?
I don't know.
You're all over the place.
On tangents.
You're up way past your bedtime now.
I am. I'm really tired.
And this is after her 4-hour nap today.
Yeah. Pathetic. Saturdays, man. You do what you want to do.
No. Back on track. So New Girl is a story of Jessica Day who moves into a loft, a very spacious loft with 3 other guys. At some point, 4 other guys. And all the guys are unique in their personalities. And you know, it's about their day-to-day life as roommates and navigating romance and all that stuff. And in the end, the best characters are the guys, roommates, even though Jessica Day is technically the main character. She is the new girl. But I think everyone agrees that the main guys, Winston, Schmidt, and Nick, are the best characters.
I think Coach,
yeah, he's an afterthought because he came in for like a season or 2 and then left again.
But yeah. I will say most of the show is very relatable in like the fact that, you know, Jess loses her job and all the different love crises and even friendship problems. But the most unrelatable part would have to be that loft. There is no way there would be such a nice, spacious loft in New York.
L.A.
Sorry, L.A.?
They're in L.A.
Oh, you know what? I was mixing it up with the episode where they go to New York because of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But anyways, still having a spacious loft like that in LA is ridiculous for any of them to be able to afford altogether. Especially Nick, who for a while didn't have money, and then
He was a bartender. Yeah. So he had some money, but I mean that was the point of why they had 4 roommates, and they only have 3 rooms technically. Schmidt's room was a broom closet that they renovated illegally.
Yeah.
So yeah, the loft was too nice. I mean, it's okay. They have urinals as bathrooms, so that's not so nice.
Yeah, it's gross. Urinals are nasty looking. There's so many parts of this show to dissect. I don't even know where to start.
Start with each character. Jessica Day, the new girl.
I like her a lot. I think she's so positive and so fun and so quirky. I love quirky. It's just great. And I mean, yeah, it does kind of help that a lot of her I see myself in. The
naivete.
Yeah, it is what it is, and it's okay. But I like seeing it on screen, and
she's used as a setup as for every episode's kind of problems and stuff. She does something weird or something happens to her, and then the whole thing revolves around that situation usually.
And there's side stories with the other characters here and there. But yeah, usually it's Jess oriented. There was a whole season where she was gone.
Yeah, when the actress was pregnant and then left for maternity leave, and then Megan Fox came.
And that was a great season. Nick had a lot of growth that season.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's interesting that they always meant for Nick and Jess to get together in the end.
Yeah.
Because in one of the later episodes, they revealed that Nick made a roommate clause to say that they would never, none of the guys would ever get with Jess when they were trying to, when they're talking about letting her move in the first episode. So it's like they always knew that was going to be the couple. But I remember reading about the behind the scenes of that. They were originally written as like intended couples, but the chemistry between Zooey Deschanel and Jake Johnson was so good that they had to make them a couple.
I was going to say, like, the way they made the show, even if they were going to end up being a couple at the end, every time they were with someone else, it felt like, okay, this is the person that person's going to be with. Like the teacher that Jess was with, and then Sam, or that old man that was the parent. I thought she was going to end up with all of them, even though I kept saying, oh, no, but Nick.
No, it always felt like that. I think the point of the show was to show that they had these relationships, but every time there was a better connection with Nick. Whenever they had a talk in the middle of the episode.
Yeah. My favorite part of their entire relationship is that episode where they're like talking in the hallway, and then they walk away, and then he pulls her by the arm and then kisses her, and it gave me goosebumps the first time I saw it. It was so romantic.
I knew she was going to say that.
Those are the best one. Those unsuspected kisses. It's the best. But yeah. Well, now that we're already talking about Nick Miller. He doesn't do anything. I think for a while I did not like him, and then obviously with all the character growth, and he is so funny, I started liking him. Like, if this was a serious show, I think he would be the worst character. But because it's a sitcom, it's a comedy. I mean, everything he does, it's so funny.
His things are so outlandish; they wouldn't be in that show.
That's true. He's also just kind of ridiculous.
Like, he doesn't believe in a wallet.
Yes, I was going to say.
Or the moon landing.
Or the banks. Like, he doesn't believe in any of that. I feel like in real life, all the random conspiracies would just make everyone mad.
He's just an old man in a young person's body. He's an old soul, as they say.
Yeah. He's kind of naive, too. There's, like, some aspects of him where he's really naive. Like, the parts where he'll believe someone who tells him that it's the future him just because he's wearing the same sweater.
He was convinced.
Yeah, well,
he was convinced slowly.
That's very naive.
By the end of it, he was really convinced. That's not really naive. Naivete is believing it immediately.
What?
He slowly was convinced by the end of the episode.
I also feel like being naive is like believing something that would be so ridiculously out of pocket that it shouldn't be believed.
No, that's not. Yeah, immediately. The frequency and the time is important here. And
I guess. I mean, the fact that he kept fighting back and forth with it means he was naive from the beginning. Like, he believed it. He just didn't want to believe that he believed it.
He didn't believe it until the very end. And then when he did, he realized he was just a crazy hobo.
No, he believed it throughout because throughout the entire episode, he kept asking him the guy questions.
Oh yeah, once he saw some of the things coming true, like he said.
Well,
that's why it's the comedy. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but yeah, I think his character is just so funny, and it's hard to hate him. But then he says some things. I'm like, ugh.
What does he say?
He's just kind of dumb, man.
He's the dumb one.
Well, okay.
They all say dumbness.
Yeah, they all say dumb stuff. Yeah.
Like Jessica and her feeling stick.
Okay, that's a school thing, and I will say
her
bringing it home is a little weird. I could not imagine.
And then her go handbag one because people have broken it, so she has the second one, smaller in her handbag.
But that's so cute. You have to admit, that's so cute. I would never do that myself, but it's kind of.
I literally see you doing that.
I don't do that. I don't even have a feeling stick in my own classroom.
Yet.
No, I don't.
Teaching changes you, kids. Remember that.
You're lame. Oh my god. Okay, let's talk about Schmidt.
Schmitty.
I like him. I like him a lot, but I liked him more once he grew. No. I think I liked him before he cheated. And then for a long time, it took me a while. And then when he became a dad, that's when I liked him again. Yeah. So it was like a few seasons, and then he cheated on Cece and Elizabeth, and then I hated him, even though he made up for it and all that stuff, whatever. I still hated him, and then he had a child, and he was the greatest dad, so I was like, okay, fine. I forgive him. He made up for it. That was the only way.
The funniest because his situations are just ridiculous, and his douchebaggery is
mixed in with
funny.
His insecurities is hilarious.
They explain why he's like this pretty well.
Yeah.
Someone who had really big abandonment issues because their parents got divorced, and then his body issues with him being so obese in college in his youth, and then somehow losing all that weight and then getting hot, essentially.
And a good job.
And then a good job. It all explains everything of why he's like the way he is.
They do a really good job explaining each of the characters' backgrounds. Like why they are the way they are.
Yeah. That was some good writing.
Yeah.
Except I think Winston, maybe. I don't really understand why Winston's the way he is.
Oh, yeah. I guess they only showed clips of him being creepy as a kid.
His thing is, his past was really only in relation to Nick because they grew up together.
He was more of a side guy. But he's still really funny. And he has a lot of character growth as well. Ferguson, oh my gosh, the whole cat.
Winston is the weird funny.
Yeah.
But
I like weird funny.
It's almost endearing in a sort of way.
He is, yeah. You can't help but love him as a character.
A lot of times he plays the straight guy where he's like everyone is doing something crazy. He's sitting in the back being the audience. And he's like, oh, this is so stupid. What are you guys doing? And then other times he'll be even more ridiculous than everyone else.
Yeah.
His inability to do puzzles, hilarious. That could be you. That could have been you.
That could have been me, but I love my puzzles.
How do you forget a corner piece? How do you not know where the corner piece goes? Yes. What do you think the puzzle's gonna look like?
Oh my god!
It's like, no, what do you mean what it looks like? It's on the box. It's on the box, Winston.
Oh my god. Those episodes, for almost a split second, remind me of a friend of ours. And it's so cute. It's very endearing, and you can't help but be like, oh.
My God. And then his, what was it? Not Ferguson, is it? Oh, his pranks.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that would be you if you got into pranks.
Yeah, it would be me. I'd be going
small.
too big or too small. I think I still do that. I hide this little baby around the house, around his stuff, and I think it's the funniest shit ever. And he's just like, okay.
Yeah, it's.
But I'm laughing my butt off every time he sees it. I'm like, it's great. I love it.
Terrible.
I really think this is funny, even though it should not be funny, but Winston being colorblind, him reacting when he got the glasses. Oh my gosh. He's like,
they brought it up so randomly.
Why is the couch brown? And he starts screaming, and then he looks at his arm like, am I brown? Or something like that. It's so
and then
funny.
He goes into his closet. He's like, oh my God, have I always been wearing these clothes? I have no style.
Oh, yeah. Are you colorblind?
That's why I should ask you.
Yeah, but you didn't. I did.
I think you're so clever.
I am.
You're
Thank
so
you.
clever.
I am. Thank you.
Jessica Diaz.
All right, now Cece is hot, but she was hot in the first few seasons, and then something happened with her bangs, and she wasn't that hot
They
anymore.
messed up her bangs. They weren't banging anymore.
Yeah, they weren't banging anymore. They made it too thick. There was like a little bit of a wispy, longer length to it before. Yeah, they messed up Jess's hair like that too at one point. But hey, it is what it is. Hair grows. That's relatable.
They did try to give Cece some character growth other than just being the hot one or one of the main characters' girl.
I think she was my least favorite character because
they didn't really
do
give
much,
her anything with her. She gave her try her modeling career and stuff.
Yeah,
and grow that.
I wasn't like a big fan of how they made her character try to be like all cool and like, you know, she'll be like, oh, what is it? I don't know. She'll just act like one of the guys, and I thought it was forced. It didn't feel.
That's how I feel.
It didn't feel like her. I am one of the guys.
See, that's what Cece would say. The only times I like Cece were when her and Winston started becoming best friends, and they started going up to, what do they call it? Their antics or their mess around. They started doing their mess arounds.
A classic Winston Cece mess around.
And then they're like, babe. Classic mess around.
Yeah, they're cute. Their friendship is nice.
That was good. And then who else? There's Coach, the final member of the Loft. It was funny because he was on the first episode, the pilot episode, and then he was either he got back on for his other show, Happy Endings, or they just started that. So he had to leave and do that. And then I'm
glad they brought him back.
Yeah, I think they brought him back because that show was on hiatus. So he came back for 2 seasons, and then he came back for a 3rd season, Happy Endings, and so he left again for that.
Yeah, but I'm glad.
He was a good addition. I liked him.
I'm glad when he did leave, he found love, and it was kind of like a good happy.
They gave him a story,
a nice happy ending almost, which is nice.
Yeah, I feel like they gave him more background than Winston.
Yeah,
well, his military story background.
Yeah, that's true.
Why he moved around a lot.
But we never saw him as a kid. We saw Winston as a teen or as a kid as well, but we never saw Coach as a kid. We saw
I think they did once. That one episode where he talks about growing up with sisters. They did a flashback of him.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
Where he's like watching his sisters like pull each other's hair out.
You know what was weird when he came back and he dated Cece? That did not seem.
I saw that happening. It was like the 2 hottest people on the show.
That's what I'm saying. Because they were the 2 hottest, it was just not. It didn't feel okay. It felt weird.
You're just reacting like they reacted in the show. They didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't like it. It was weird.
Just a part. You're being led around by the writers. Exactly.
No. When I first watched it, I was like, oh, this is weird. Like, they're both just I don't know. It just didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, there needs to be a hottie and an ugly.
It's not even that. It's not a hottie and ugly. Like
our relationship.
Yeah, you're the ugly, I'm the hottie. But no, that's not it. It's more like she just seemed like tall. I don't know. Like they felt like they were eye level. I don't know. I didn't like them together. I like Schmidt and Cece.
They're all eye level.
I don't know.
I mean, Cece always wearing heels.
It just felt weird. It felt weird. It didn't look right to me. I don't know. Maybe it was the personalities as well. Coach was more like a, hey girl, how you doing? Kind of like Joey. Whereas like Schmidt is like, Schmidt was like that, but that wasn't like, that was like a persona he put on, you know, like a mask to think he could get girls like that. But he wasn't actually like that. You know, he's a softie at heart with Cece. Like you, with your mask in public and you're like all soft with me.
I'm just cool and mysterious.
Yes, we have determined that I am fun and embarrassing and Rahib is mysterious and creepy.
Not creepy. I would say maybe not antisocial, but creepy. Let's calm down there, buddy. Calm down there. Okay, You're embarrassing me. Embarrassing me.
Well, at least we're having fun.
It's embarrassing or fun.
Okay, so let's talk about 2 more people. Yeah, there's Coach's girl, May.
Yes.
And then Winston's girl, Allie.
Yeah,
I like them. Okay, May was a really fun character. I thought it was kind of nice that she was like a classic girl.
May anything.
Well, no, they didn't give her any growth or anything, but like I just as a character that showed up specifically for Coach so he could leave, I liked her. She was nice. She was fun,
But-
and she was what's it called? She was very classical, where Coach was very rough around the edges, and I don't know, it was a nice mixture. It was cute. And then Allie is so put together and like has her head on straight and like knows what she's doing, and Winston's all over the place, and they were just perfect for each other because
Yeah.
she needed someone to help her relax, and he needed someone to make sure he didn't, shoot himself in the face. So I don't know, they're a good mix.
Allie was dating Kumar at Cal Penn at the beginning of the show, and then she came in. That was funny. He was an animal actor, talent agent.
Yeah, talent agent.
So he's like, he was trying to get an owl to audition for a show or something, or a cat. That was very interesting. What else? And then, if we're talking about people's partners, you gotta go through Jess's boyfriends
Oh yes, yeah.
throughout the time. There
The
was
first
Justin
one-
Long, the beginning, which was
Justin
his was
Long?
funny. He was the
The Asian dude that stood her up.
Asian dude. No, Justin Long was the white guy, always mixed. He's the violinist, the music teacher.
Oh,
at his
what was his
school.
name in the school? Oh, Gershwinger or something.
Oh yeah, you remember
Gershlinger?
that. I don't remember that. Yeah.
Oh, are
He
you
came
saying
over
his actor's
Thanksgiving.
name?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's Justin Long. You don't,
he has a name.
he's a
He is the teacher that dated
he's a
Jess.
pretty known B-list actor.
Yeah, well, I barely know the A-list actor names. You
That's
can't go
true.
B-list to me.
Well, that's why you have to learn.
Yeah, okay. Good point.
It was funny because after they broke up, he cheated on Jess. No, he was dating another girl
Who's Asian Jess?
who was an Asian Jess,
and
and then cheated on her with Jess.
Yeah.
As a
But that was like way later after a few
Yeah.
more boyfriends Jess had. But I liked him because he was just weird. He was quirky too. But like, I mean, I think from all the boyfriends, he was my least favorite, but he was a weird
He's kind of
character.
forgettable. I would have known if we didn't watch the compilation before this. Not
Really? I thought he
memorable.
was memorable because he was so,
He's memorable because of when he came back and cheated on Asian Jess.
I guess.
Who else? And then the more memorable one was Gavin. What's his name? The old guy who
The old
always
guy.
plays the
hot
DILF
old guy,
character
yeah.
in every show
He's
he's
a
in.
DILF.
Even in Friends, when he was much younger, he still kind of looked like a DILF.
Yeah, that's because he has the old guy vibe, but he's so DILFy. I like it. I'm here for it. And then there was okay, so Jess technically didn't date this guy, but I guess he did, or she did. Bear Claw.
Because she did not date Bear Claw.
Bear
That
Claw
was the
was
whole
so funny.
episode.
They made a whole song together about being a tree or something. It was hilarious. And then there's Sam, who I liked him when they first initially started dating because they were like, getting it on, and she was all happy, and he was all
They were just
hot.
hooking up.
Yeah, but then they were dating for a little bit, and then, after Nick kissed her, and they broke up and all that stuff. When they got back together way later, I was not a fan of that. I did not like
What was
that
wrong with
at
that?
all.
It was the same thing.
No, because they were both toxic for each other. They clearly were not good for each other at all by that point.
What do you mean? They didn't do anything. They didn't do anything like that.
No. Remember, so he was just upset because she kissed Nick when they were together, and he was kind of like, get away from me, and then he got hurt a few times, and then he had a restraining order against her, and then
Yeah, it was before they got together again.
yeah,
That was before-
that was right before getting back together. So they were toxic for each other, and they still got back together. Like, he was like, I have a restraining order against
that was
you.
them showing that, okay, they're meant to be together. They can't stop thinking about each other and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's not when they were together. That's what leading up to it. When they're actually together again for the second time, it was fine.
I still didn't like it.
But they did do a good job of ending that and revealing that their main true love was other people. Sam's was
yeah, that
his
one
old,
girl. Yeah.
his female best friend from like medical school and stuff.
Yeah.
And Jess was always Nick.
Yeah.
And they made it sound. And they didn't do the whole route of Jess cheating on Sam again with Nick or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah, like,
definitely
they
not.
both
That would be
discovered
boring if
that-
they did.
They had other people and they left amicably or broke up amicably.
Yeah.
How mature?
Okay, on a side note, we totally forgot to mention this, but Winston becomes a cop. And that's how he meets Allie. I think it's just, I had to put that out there because the restraining order reminded me of that.
I think the actor Lamorne Morris said that he wasn't, looking back at it, he wasn't sure why they made Winston become a cop, being a black man in LA.
Do Do you think it was that deep, or do you think it was just like,
I mean, it's always,
let's pick a profession that's
it wasn't that deep at that time to probably there to the white writer's perspective. It was always going to be a bit different from the black perspective or just any
definitely.
other non-white perspective. But he also said this, I think, during the time of the riots a few years ago. And then he's doing a new show called Woke on Hulu about being woke and police brutality and stuff as a black man. So his personal feelings may differ. But that was an interesting plot point, him becoming a cop. I feel like that was kind of random, though.
It was a little
career
random.
choices, because he was playing basketball professionally in a foreign country and then came back, then did TV, radio.
What was the reason?
I mean, what was the reason?
Why did he want to become a cop?
I don't know. It just one day episode is like, oh yeah, I can do good stuff. I'm a good detective and stuff, and let me be a cop.
Well, it worked out because he met Allie.
And then, like I said, his father, who he never met, was actually a cop too. His mom said that, so it was kind of his.
But that was after the fact.
Yeah.
That was after. That was after he even started dating Allie, because she showed up and he was like, "Oh, we gotta lie to my mom. She thinks I'm still on radio." And when she did tell her, she pulled out a badge and he was like, "Are you a secret agent or something?" And she was like, "No, like your dad was a cop." And yeah,
that reminds me of the other episode when the inspector comes in to pretty much interview Winston's home and friends.
I'm on meth.
They had the meth, quote unquote meth, and they were trying to hide that. And like they throw the bag of meth at Nick, and he just drops it. He's like, "Why would you throw that to me?"
They put it down the toilet.
And they clog the toilet, and they were just trying to pick up the meth and put it into the trash can.
Just thought the meth seeped through her skin and was making her high. I'm high. That's all she kept saying. It turned out to be fishbowl marbles or something. They were just rocks. They were putting rocks in the toilet, and the toilet was overflowing.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
That was another bathroom scene where Schmidt was trying to sell sponges, and he was talking to all the guys and trying to get them to think of marketing ideas for a sponge to men. And then later, he's like, "All right, I see sponge, and tell me the first thing that comes to mind." And he says sponge, and they all go sponge, yellow sponge.
and then Coach was like, "Cake, sponge cake." Oh my God.
Of course, we gotta talk about the cookie incident between Nick and Schmidt.
Oh yes, Nick. See, these are the parts of Nick that I'm like, okay. At first, when I first watched it, I was like, okay, I cannot like this guy. But luckily, he has grown, so I do like him. But Schmidt got him a cookie, and, it was a cookie that Nick would like, all because he saw the cookie and he thought of Nick. And Schmidt was like, Nick was like, why would you think about me? Why would you give me a cookie and think about me? And I don't think he even said thank you. And it really bothered Schmidt. He was like, "You don't think about me? Why don't you think about me?" And I'm like, ooh, Schmidt's going through what all girls go through.
I think that point was like, why would you think of it? They're just friends. They're not. Even then, even if they're married, like, why are you constantly thinking about it?
It's kind of like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Yeah, now you're about to put yourself in thin ice. Listen, it's because they live together, and it's like they're friends, and he cares about him. And he was at this place. He saw a cookie that he was like, "Oh, you know what? My friend Nick, who I live with, my roommate."
Yeah, he saw something like that reminded of that person. That's different than when he went on to say, "Oh, you don't think about me?"
Well, I don't think he meant like think about me all the time. I think he means in general, like, you don't think of me. Like, it's kind of like, oh, like for instance, like if you like go to the grocery store to get something and I'm upset, you'll think about me when you see flowers and get me some flowers. It's kind of like that, which he has done before. I think that's what Schmidt was trying to say. He was kind of like, wait, you don't ever... And obviously Schmidt took it too far.
Yeah, they're making it comedic because the way Schmidt treats everyone, especially treats Nick, is way beyond any friendship.
Yes, yeah. But Nick
He's
does
like
nothing.
A turn-down service, but lining up his shoes in the front door.
Yes, that is extreme. However, Nick does the other side of the extreme and doesn't think about his friends at all, which is hurtful. Yes, you have to admit. Your friend doesn't...
He doesn't say good night when Winston says good night.
That's a big deal.
Oh my God. Does he not want him to have a good night?
Exactly.
Let him have his whatever night he wants to have.
This is why I give you poop about it too. I'll be like, "Hey, why don't you say good night?" Because it's like, do you not want me to have a good night? Oh. Like, do you want me to have a bad... What if I die tomorrow? You're going to be like, "I didn't say good night."
I would not.
She didn't have a good night because she died.
I will not blame myself for not
Because
saying.
she died.
Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, definitely you shouldn't blame yourself, but like, I would feel bad.
You want me to blame yourself? Blame
You should
myself.
Blame yourself. How dare you not say goodnight to me?
Yeah, see?
And then I died.
You were having a bad night in general if you're going to die from.
Could have had a better night, you know?
Yeah. Sure. I'm almost out of fries.
Yeah. I really find it funny that the episode where Jess really wanted to redecorate the apartment or the loft, and Schmidt would just not let her do anything at all. He's so like particular about things. And then the other episode where he's so like anal about everything, and Jess takes him out and makes him loosey goosey, and the entire loft becomes a hot mess. He's kind of like a live-in maid.
Yeah, that was literally the episode.
Yeah, I feel really bad.
If he likes to do it, he likes to do it.
He likes to do it, but like at the same time, he does it because no one else will do it.
No, I think the lesson there was that he does it because he has a particular way, and he can't let anybody else do it. That's what the whole thing Jess was trying to do. Something
OCD
positive,
is a problem too,
and Schmidt couldn't allow that. And at the end, they were like, "All right, I'll be flexible."
Oh yeah. He has to. Yeah, he learned to be a little bit less uptight.
Except when it comes to cooking, but that turns CC on apparently.
Oh yeah, getting yelled at in a specific setting that makes no sense sometimes. Yeah, I get it.
What?
I get it.
Sometimes.
Yes.
You're sick.
In specific settings.
You're sick. She also yelled at when she cooks too.
No, I'll yell at you.
Don't be putting your finger in my pudding.
That sounds dirty.
Yeah, because you're putting your finger in my pudding. That is disgusting. Daddy boy. What else? What are my other favorite moments from New Girl? Oh my God. We're not done with Jess's boyfriends too. There was Robbie. Cece's
boyfriend, my God.
Who ended up being
That's
Jess's cousin or third cousin.
They had blood. They were related by blood. And I think that was the funniest relationship. They got injured from each other. They, oh my God, they were related. Like, ew.
What a way to end the camping trip or hiking trip, wherever they're doing.
They were getting away. Oh God.
That was hilarious.
I'm really glad wasn't that her last boyfriend? That was her last boyfriend.
No.
Wasn't it?
Well, I think so. There was also the British guy, the British teacher.
That was before Robbie.
That was random.
That was awesome. I liked him a lot.
You like the British guy?
I liked his voice.
Excuse me, sir.
I liked it on the authentic British guy.
Excuse me, governor. This is authentic.
I think that relationship could have gone so far if the writers weren't gung-ho about Nick and Jessica staying together, because she could have visited him and they could have visited each other, and like it would have been nice for her to like the show ending on a note of her leaving and going to be in.
Why would she leave to go to London?
To be a teacher there.
Nick's not there. It's Jess and Nick. Nick and Jess. You just a hater. You're a homewrecker.
They could have started a whole new series, New Girl British.
New Girl British?
Because she's the new girl in the...
Why don't they New Girl in London? Oh. New Girl British? That's why we don't let you name shows. My God, not even British New Girl, but New Girl British.
Well, it'd be New Girl and then parenthesis British.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Okay, we get it. I'm hilarious.
Embarrassing is the word I would use. Right, Riku? Yeah. He agrees with me.
He's sleeping like with one eye open.
Overall, I think this is my favorite sitcom show because the writing was just immaculate. It was hilarious. We just watched a 40-minute compilation, like New Girl Best Moments on YouTube, and it was
every
so
moment
funny.
Was so funny.
It was every clip, it just banger after banger, honestly. And the jokes weren't like a fault of some of the older shows that like they're not homophobic or transphobic or generally xenophobic mostly. And they like to poke fun at the jokes are centered around each of the characters' idiosyncrasies, faults, and
Their personalities, all
their
that
personalities
stuff.
and
Yeah.
stuff. Jess
Their
is too
quirks.
naive. Nick is too jaded. Winston is just generally weird at random things, and Schmidt is too OCD or too douchebaggy. And those are just hilarious things to poke fun at.
I
and
feel
make
like
jokes
even
around.
like the little side characters, like the OBGYN doctor, the
hobo Dave,
the
homeless Dave,
hobo.
or something.
Oh, yeah, homeless? No, what is it?
There's something
Street
about him.
some whatever.
Street youths. So many quotables from that show.
Like there's just so many different side characters that
There was Tan,
make it.
Nick's Vietnamese best friend. That's mute.
Oh my
or
god,
just
yes.
doesn't talk.
That's one of and then Nick dated his daughter, I think.
Granddaughter.
Yeah. Yeah. That was really good.
That
Who
one
else?
era where Nick was just swimming in college girls because he could make them nice drinks.
Oh yeah.
What a man.
And then even like Winston's radio show boss and just all the little side characters. They were great too. They were written really, really nicely, and yeah.
Let's talk about the faults of New Girl. Where did they go wrong?
They never really explained the game True American properly, so I can't.
I think
play
that was on purpose. What I've read online is that no one ever knew the rules of True American. They just made it up
as they got drunker.
As they got. Yeah, so the writers
More
they made it broad and abstract as a funny, like, origin. They keep it funny, but it always looks so much fun that everyone wants to play it. So it does look like a fun time, crazy time, destructive, definitely. It's pretty much floor is lava with drinking and random historical facts about America.
Yeah.
Gotta love that.
I can't think of any major faults of this show. I think maybe like clothing wise, everything was more like, other than Jess, everything was a little bit more on the duller colors.
Clothing, it's not a fashion show. I mean, it's
I mean,
LA,
I know,
still.
but like that's what I'm saying.
And
It's
three
LA.
guys. And one's a school teacher, and Jess is a school teacher. So
Well, even as a school teacher, her outfits were pretty
she always
tame.
she always wore like flowery dresses. And
yeah,
bright
but those
colors.
are still very pretty tame. And I feel like for a funny sitcom, I don't know, they could have done a little bit more pops of colors here and there. It gave it. There were aspects of a little bit more of a serious tone in their clothing, more like adulty. I know they're adults,
I
but
don't know what you're talking about.
that's just my personal opinion.
It's like friends with all regular clothes too. There's not.
Yeah, but that was in the 90s. Nothing was good back then.
What? No.
I don't know. I think I would have preferred more pops of color.
That makes no sense. They're colorful.
What else?
I think the only thing about that season where Megan Fox came in probably wasn't the strongest season.
Mm.
Reagan
character was a little
okay, but it was like
The
her
way she
purpose wasn't
talked.
there. She was yeah. Megan Fox is too much of the. She only played the hot character.
Yeah. Or not even like, I mean, yeah, she is the hot character. All that's obvious, but like the way she talks is very like, yeah, I'm like here and
Yeah, that's
yeah.
like the hot character.
No,
voice.
the hot characters can have
She's always
can
slow
have
and,
tones.
like,
I mean, they can talk slow. Like Cece was
She's-
a hot character, but she didn't talk like this the whole time.
she did in the beginning. The first few times when she was just there as the hot girl. That's how she just said a few words and.
And that's when she was the most boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Maybe so.
she was still hot and got
Then
more
they gave her
tone.
more lines later on
Yeah.
the show. But Reagan was. I mean, Megan Fox always plays that character where she doesn't like. She has to be the hot one, and she
Yeah,
talks.
she's very
like someone
stoic.
who's
It's very stoic.
who's too sexy for
Yeah.
words.
But see, doing that throughout the entire show, where every other character is like it's so much. Her character is boring,
Yeah.
but she was fun to watch. It's always fun to watch Megan
It's
Fox.
a nice change of pace.
Yeah,
Nice change of pace.
and it was nice to see Nick like being able to reach for the stars and actually grab one.
Yeah, that happens all the time though.
Yeah, you reached for the stars and grabbed
guy.
one.
Yeah, I reached for the stars, missed, and plunged down. Came back to the regular people. Yeah.
You're welcome
Yeah.
for coming down from the sky. Then
Oh. You're not winning this metaphor game. Assault. Assault.
Okay.
Nick Miller could definitely bag Megan Fox.
He did.
I mean, yeah, okay, in real life. People are always like, oh, that would never happen in real life, but it does.
I mean, yeah, of course. She
It
freaking
does.
was with Machine Gun Kelly. She could do so much better, and she didn't. So, yeah, obviously Nick Miller in
Nick
real
Miller's
life could get...
coal miner vibes. Gets the women, you know?
Yikes.
I think it literally did. God, love me some Jake Johnson. That's the actor.
Thank you.
He's
I knew
confused.
that one.
Did you?
No.
Yeah.
I
don't
know.
remember Schmidt's actor's name.
I know Jess's, and that's all that matters.
Spell it.
Zoe Deschanel. What? Spell it? You spell it.
No, I asked you first.
And I asked you next.
Spell it.
Spell it with
Spell
me.
it.
Spell it. You got something in your teeth.
Good. That's for later. Spell Zoe.
Z?
Uh-huh.
O?
Uh-huh.
E?
Wrong.
Why?
She
And
spells
then
her name with 2 O's.
shut the fuck up. No, she doesn't.
Yeah, it's Zoe.
Zoe Deschanel.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I
Look it
spelled
up.
mine.
Look it up.
No, I'm good. I don't believe you. I
Look
know
it
it's
up.
1 O.
Look it up.
No.
Look it up. Your phone's closer to you, yeah. Do it. Zoe Deschanel. Zoey.
It's not Zooey. There's no. It's. I don't even think there's a Y. Shut the fuck.
Yeah. Spell it for the audience. Spell it right now. You're looking at the Wikipedia
What
page.
the hell's wrong with
Spell
her?
it, please.
Okay. So this crazy lady spells her name Zooey.
That's right.
Wait, that's so weird. Oh my god, wait, did you know that New Girl? Oh, never mind. I'm looking at the wrong one. That says The New Guy. She was in a show called The New Guy before New Girl.
Wow.
I got it
Didn't
mixed
work
up.
out. I also forget she's also in Elf.
Yeah, she looked bad in Elf.
Blonde hair did not work.
That blonde
for her.
hair did not work for her. Her big, beautiful eyes work so well with the brunette hair. My gosh, the first episode of New Girl, I fell in love with her. She's so beautiful. Like, and she's like not like a, look at me, I'm hot and sexy, or like, look at me, I wear all this
It's
makeup.
funny because the
she's
first
just
episode
pretty.
she looked the worst. in my
But she's
opinion.
she's still so pretty, and she got prettier, and she kept getting prettier, and she's still so pretty.
Then she moves her bangs and she's unrecognizable.
Oh yeah, and that one season where it's like
Not even in the show.
It's
There's
like
like pictures
side
of
to
her
side.
when she's like at the party and she changes her hairstyle.
Yeah, the bangs work
Totally
for her.
unrecognizable.
She has a big forehead.
I always forget her sister was in Bones.
Oh yeah, they don't look
So,
like sisters.
They do.
And she's not as cute.
She's not.
Not even a little. She kind of looks like a man.
She's a strong jawline.
Yeah, like a dude. I mean, no offense to her. It's just she has a jawline of a dude.
She's a strong jawline.
But then Zoe Deschanel looks like a doll. And how ironic is that? One looks like a doll, like a girl, really, really girly doll. Another one looks like a dude. That's kind of sad.
Learn to spell Zoe. And then dog.
Okay, Zoe 101 is not spelled like that, so I don't know
You're
what to
like,
tell you.
it's not.
There's no way. That was so weird. Why is her name Zoe?
Ask her parents.
Oh.
The Deschanels.
Where is Deschanel from?
Sounds French. Maybe Swedish.
Zoe Deschanel.
Yes, je m'appelle.
Je m'appelle.
What else?
Je t'aime.
Tem yourself.
Je t'aime.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah, New Girl is a really easy rewatch. Great show.
Oh yeah.
I want to rewatch it now again.
After you finish Community.
Oh yeah, that's a mainstay. That's a hard one. But it's a classic show. Highly recommend it if you've never watched it. If you have, watch it again. And you'll
I
never regret
also would recommend watching it either for the first time or over and over again. There's just so many different parts of it that sometimes you forget about them, and then you rewatch it and it's like, huh, That's why the show's great. It's a good show.
It's great commentary.
Yeah, I know.
Good.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I know.
Wonderful.
I know.
Yeah, great.
Thanks.
Winston.
He is the best character.
Winston's not the best.
He's my favorite character. He loved his Ferguson so deeply.
Yeah, creepily.
Why do you think I love you so much?
He's like, one episode, he's like, they're trying to roast him about his weirdness with his cat. And Winston was like, hey, the cat lives with you guys too, but only I reap the benefits of it. He did the evil boss finger taps.
I thought the best episode of Ferguson was when he was talking to a girl, and the girl was like really into Winston. And then later to only find out that Winston was only talking to her so their cats can get together. So Ferguson could get someone.
He's a man of the people being cats. He's a good wingman, you know.
I guess so.
Good wingman. Was that Lady Anya Taylor-Joy?
No, it was not.
It's the B-list version.
Yeah. You're talking about the girl from Gambit, right? Queen Gambit. Yeah, no, that's not her. But she has been in other shows, and she's usually like a B-list side.
Well, that's our little review and commentary of New Girl. Great show. Can't stress that enough. Please go watch it.
Yeah.
It's on Hulu now. Netflix removed it, and now they put it on Hulu. Thank God. I would have been very upset if it was not on any streaming site anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do. That's how I feel about Friends. It's only on HBO Max.
Good.
No, we don't have that anymore.
Good. All right. Thanks for listening and watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye!
Hey guys, Rahib here. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel, hit that bell button to get a notification whenever there's a new video. If you want to support the channel, check out the merch shop, as well as the Buy Me a Coffee page and the Patreon page to get monthly benefits such as exclusive BTS content, unedited podcasts, and early access to all the videos. All the funds help grow the channel and keep it afloat, so any and all help is appreciated. All the links are in the description, and I'll see you guys next time.